Welcome back to the podcast, guys. My name is Alan.
My name is Jorge.
And today we got a special guest in the house. We got Joey.
Joey like a baby kangaroo.
I was just going to say Joey like a baby kangaroo. Let's go.
There you go.
That's funny. When I first met you, when your shop had first opened up, he had gone and he didn't tell me that he had gone. And I started telling him, like, oh, I saw this new card shop down the street.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, he's like, I think I just went to it too. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that guy name was, what was his name? I'm like, it was like a kangaroo. And he was like, oh, yeah, Joey. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, that guy. So I'm like, that's funny. That's how we put one and one together, that we were at the same shop.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, man, congratulations. You own two spots there, in that strip. So you have a card shop, Cosmic card shop,
Yep.
The Cosmic card shop, and then you also own what's the other one?
The Cosmic Exchange. Yeah, it's a metaphysical store. We sell like crystals and tarot decks and like sage smudges. We do like tarot readings, and it's just like a bruja shop where we provide like metaphysical goods to everybody. So
Let's go.
Singing bowls and stuff. It works.
Yeah.
He's scared of all that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I am, but it intrigues me so much.
Yeah. Well, I might be able to shed a little light on it.
I hope so.
So, like, if you think about it, like my wife and the other lady that works with us, Jessie, our general manager, if you think about these ladies like a witch, then you would look at them like Mary Poppins. Okay, these are ladies that are just spreading light and cheer to people. Plus, it's a retail business that we make money at. We after you work in a place like that for long enough, it doesn't become as lustrous. We don't practice any dark magic, and we don't like hex people and stuff like that. You can't do that
voodoo
shit there.
dolls?
No, nothing like that. We don't have no Ouija boards and stuff. I'm scared of that shit too. So but we do advise people about like if there's somebody that's having self-esteem issues or like fertility issues, and they come into my store, we'll let them know like, hey, you can put this rock in your pocket, this crystal in your pocket, and it may, give you reach down and grab a hold of it whenever you feel like you're having that social anxiety, or you feel like you are in a position that you need to draw something from somewhere else, a higher power, don't know what it is or where it comes from, but there's no dark magic there, there's nothing bad about that place. It's really a place of light, and got a lot of plants growing in there and a lot of sunlight coming in there, and some beautiful women that work there. My wife is just like 1,000 miles out of my league, and Jessie, our general manager, they are so full of light and knowledge, so it's a really beautiful place. You get a chance to go in there.
I haven't had a chance to go in there. Did I tell you that my brother's really into rocks too? Like super into rocks.
Really?
Like he has this big ass rock in his pocket all the time. Like it sounds funny to me when he showed me. Like, what the hell is this? And then I don't remember what happened, but more people started telling me about it, and then I started like just hearing things, and then next thing you know, it's like on my Instagram feed.
Oh yeah.
And then it just started like consuming my feed, and then it's a rabbit hole. So I was just like watching more and more shit on it. But I'm like, it's interesting. But you brought us some goodies. Thank you.
Yeah.
Some Cosmic card shop shirts here, but you brought some keychains.
Yeah.
This one is called how do you say that?
Carnelian.
Carnelian.
Yeah, and this is an energy booster. Carnelian promotes confidence and happiness, so it's good for your keychain. When you have it with you, it's supposed to emit like an energy from an earth stone that's been there since the beginning of time. And these crystals and gemstones, just like diamonds and rubies and pearls, they represent certain energies, I guess you would say. So like the most common crystal in the world is a quartz crystal, like a white quartz or a smoky quartz. What a lot of people don't know, and I wish I would have brought some examples, but if you were to take the two pieces of quartz, like you see like a white rock in the river, or a crystal, like an actual crystal shard you can see through. A lot of people don't know that if you rub them together, they'll make light come out of them. And I didn't know this until I owned a crystal store.
it's a phenomenon called triboluminescence, which is actually the crystalline structure breaking down and releasing energy, and they call it like cold sparks, and that energy can actually be harvested and turned into like an energy called piezoelectricity, which could like power all the lights and stuff like that too. And there's no pollution behind it. You're just rubbing rocks together fast.
Yeah.
And then it like quite literally, next time you guys come down there, I'll show you, and like you just rub them together and you're like, oh my God, they're glowing. And you're like, kind of look at it like, how come I didn't know that? And like, it's been around for a long ass time. It was actually discovered like in the 1600s with like a sugar bowl. The guy was getting sugar for his tea in England, stuck a spoon in there, and when he crushed those sugar crystals, they released an energy, and he saw like like almost lightning, like a blue light come out of there. And then they discovered it and realized it's actually electricity inside the rocks that are sitting there, and they're an endless source, So it's pretty cool. They all hold energy, I guess,
Yeah.
And are these similar to birthstones? Or is that completely different?
Well, it's different. So a lot of these are mineral stones. The gemstones are different too. And at our store, we don't have a lot of gemstones. We don't have diamonds, and we don't have a lot of emeralds. Like cut emeralds or anything like that. But we do get like ruby, like that's mixed in like with other stones, with like quartz crystal and ruby zoisite and different kinds of stones. They are definitely different than like gemstones, though, gem quality stones. We sell a lot of tumbles and raw stones, carved figures, Pokemon figures, and Ghibli film figures, and like all sorts of stuff for little vergas para fertility.
Yeah.
Like all sorts of stuff. Chicks know they
You need
swallow
that, dude.
them all.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as bad energy too, though? I've heard that.
Yeah.
Depending on the rock or it just where it comes from.
Well, I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of that. We do get some people that come in there sometimes and are like, "Hey, I got like this thing attached to me. What can I do?" And we're like, "Here's a card for a rock you can carry around with you, or a crystal you could carry
Yeah.
around." But like, we
Yeah.
don't specialize in like
okay, yeah.
any of that shit where there's portals and stuff like that, or I had a Ouija board experience when I was a kid,
Oh,
and it was real weird.
Did you?
I did, man. It was awful.
You actually like played it and stuff?
I didn't mess with it, but I have a sister that did, and we came from like a strong Hispanic background, and that you're not supposed to be doing that shit.
Nuh-uh.
And I do believe that there are alleyways and different things that could maybe get through from like I mean, you ever taken mushrooms or anything like that? There's a spirit world, there's a
exactly.
different realm, and if you find a way to get through that fabric or that veil, but I've never really seen anything like that. We're in downtown Salem though, like outside that, I've seen some guys turn into zombies right outside the store, and like if you get bit by one, you turn into one kind of deal,
exactly.
So
Shit.
people carrying around some weird shit,
Yeah, true.
We don't get a lot of that though. We get people that are coming in there like, "Hey, I just want to know like, can you do a tarot reading?" And with tarot cards, they are just like any other card. The way that they look, like if it's like swords or cups, and then the way they get drawn out of the deck, if they're upside down or right side up. We have tarot interpreters that will, you pick your cards, you put them down, and then they just tell you how it landed. It'd be like, this is the 9 of clubs. It's upside down, so this means that you are having financial troubles, or so on and so forth. They do it with the tarot cards, So there's no, there's magic in people's hearts, I would say, but like definitely more light than there is dark, And when you talk to my wife Sarah, you're like, "Oh, yo, there's nothing bad about this lady. She's totally dope," because they're hella cool.
Yeah, nice. You said you haven't been there. I've been there once. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we sell a lot of incense and stuff like that. It's kind of like some of the other businesses around here. The Freckle Bee. Kind of the same vibe. We just have a lot of crystals and incense and books and stuff like that too. A lot of retail items.
No, it's interesting. You have to look into it. You have to look into it to kind of have an idea of what it's like. Like my brother, I'm telling you, he's nuts over this. Like he like believes in this 100%. Like he won't leave the house without his rock, and like he's got different rocks for different things.
Really?
Like, yeah, like
Interesting.
It's like there's a lot.
When
to
we
it.
go to like the beach or the river, my little girl likes the rocks. She's not into them like a lot, but she likes to break the rocks because she's seen that you break them, or there's like a crystal,
Yeah.
or they do the saw, you know,
Like geodes.
they
yeah.
open them up and stuff, and it's like it's pretty cool. So every time we're there, obviously we're probably not gonna find it at the beach or certain places, but she likes to break them. We break them. Sometimes you see the little ones, but it's cool though.
Yeah, well, Oregon's rich with like, you know, volcanic activity as well as sedimentary and igneous rock all over the place, and like granite is like a hella hard rock, and it's all over the place, and it's really special because granite actually possesses like a high amount of quartz crystal, and that also has like if you smash it up, that's where plutonium comes from, which is like a magic metal that can make like nuclear weapons. like it's crazy, like plutonium, you know, out of granite.
Yeah,
That's where it comes
okay.
from. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Let's go back a little bit.
Sure.
So you said that you've been in town. You've been living in Salem for like 4 or 5 years.
About 5.5, maybe 6 years we're pushing now. We moved out here from New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys know what that is? Cool, man. There's some people that didn't know what that was when I moved here, bro.
Albuquerque or what?
Right outside Albuquerque, actually the capital, Santa Fe, New
Oh.
Mexico. The Zia symbol here. This is the New Mexico state seal. This hat is from New Mexico. This is a company that one of my friends owns, and all sick. You know, it's like the Hispanic culture. This is something that people say when they see.
There's a lot of Hispanics down there, right?
Yeah,
It's like
all
50% or more.
Maybe more, man. Maybe Native American. And
Yeah,
Hispanic.
Native American,
Yeah.
Hispanic, right? How many generations are you, or like?
My family's from Arizona
Okay.
originally, but a lot of my family live in New Mexico. My wife's family is from New Mexico, you know, a seed there. Like their lineage on ancestry actually comes from the Pecos wilderness out there in the forest, in the mountains.
So they never got kicked out.
No, well, they got driven out into the woods. Her Native American roots as well come from there.
Because I know a lot of, Native American and Mexicans, they're the same. I mean, they're all tribes, they're all natives, but I know a lot of Hispanics got pushed down to the border, down south, and a lot of them have been in New Mexico, Texas, and Arizona for generations because that's where they're from.
Absolutely.
So I wasn't sure if you were a certain generation or if that was one of the original ones, your family from years ago.
My family comes from Arizona originally. My dad's side of the family, the Lopez side of the family, and the Benegas is like the Native American side. When my family was in Arizona, they were there when the imaginary line changed from Mexico. Arizona was Mexico, and then after the conflict, I think Mexican American War, then the border was down there by Tijuana, and you know, when California was established, and the purchase, all that whole purchase that happened, you know.
How is it living in New Mexico? It's not a very popular state, is it?
No, it's
kind of like Oregon.
There's a lot of culture. There's a lot of culture, a lot of good food. You know, we're famous for our cuisine, like our New Mexican style. So we take Mexican cuisine, and then we take this New Mexico flair and put it into it, and it's a whole culture of food. It's rich and vibrant. The green and red chili really is part of the culture there. We have these beautiful chilies that grow best in New Mexico, in the sandy, you know, dry ass dirt, and those things, they start out green, and then over time they'll mature and turn red. So when you go out to eat any place, McDonald's or Burger King or a fancy restaurant in New Mexico, anywhere in New Mexico, they have green chili available for you.
Really?
Everywhere. So they'll, like, when they take your order, they're like, hey, you want your hamburger? And you're like, yeah, I'll take a cheeseburger and fries. And they're like, okay, red or green? And most people are like, what? And then there's like my grandpa, you know, Christmas, I'll take both, you know, so that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah. You been down to New Mexico?
I've never been down there, man.
It's a beautiful state. It's hella dry.
You never been out of Oregon, huh?
Yeah, no, not much. But we we drove down to Mexico a couple times, and I drove through. Maybe I did drive through there, but I mean,
It's a desert, right? It's kind of like Arizona.
Well, it is. It's kind of like Arizona. There's some different elevations. So like Albuquerque is like
definitely like Arizona, like Phoenix. Okay, hella hot. The city's too big. It's getting crusty out there. Dangerous. Breaking Bad. You seen that? You know what that's all about. That's what was all filmed there.
Okay.
And then 60 miles north is Santa Fe, where I lived, and that's a high desert. That's actually as high as Denver in elevation. So it's a forest.
Okay.
Like a high desert forest. Now, there's no water up there. There's no lakes or anything because it's so hot and dry. So they actually rely on their snow at their ski basin there in Santa Fe for their watershed, which they rely on the snow season during the winter. So, but it is a desert. I mean, and it's no doubt a desert. Cold as hell at night, hot as hell in the summertime. Winters are brutal and dry. That's what brought us out here to Oregon is the trees and
The trees. I was gonna ask, what brought you to Oregon? Because it's a complete change.
Yeah, we just wanted to, we got some kids. I got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and we just wanted like better schools. New Mexico was actually ranked like 49th in the nation for education
I didn't know that.
at the time. Poor school systems, and Oregon wasn't ranked that. I actually lived back and forth between Seattle and New Mexico.
Yeah.
My mom was from Seattle.
Yeah.
My dad was in New Mexico, so I always grew up with like the trees, and the
Okay,
ferns,
yeah.
and I was in the water.
So it wasn't a big. I
Yeah, so
guess.
once it was time to go, we were like, let's get out of here. We've seen
Let's
this,
go,
been here, and
yeah.
got the tattoo. I'm out.
Shit.
So, did you own a card shop or a rock shop in New Mexico?
No, I actually worked as a law enforcement officer for a long time there.
Okay.
And once I was finished with that career, I took my retirement and came out here to Oregon and got a job in the cannabis
You
industry.
retired?
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
you look young, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You're very well preserved too. So I came out here and got a job like in the cannabis industry, and because I'm a b-boy, I'm a break dancer. Like I've got to make some good connections out here. So DJ Woods, I think he was on your show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my homie. I'm
Okay.
good friends with him. He's spun around right in front of that fool for hours.
Oh,
And
shit.
he's just watching me just wipe the floor up. So because I could dance and I like talking to people, I really excelled at the cannabis industry and was able to make some money. And that's how I got into the card shop. Once the cannabis industry started to oversaturate, I would say, like there was no stop on producing, like so anyone could grow weed.
Yeah.
Then it flooded the market and it really started to dip down and the money started to dry up. So me and one of my partners that I was working with was like, he lives in Portland. He was like, I'm going to start a card shop. And I was like, oh, I got a ton of cards too, man. And it was all old stuff, Mark McGuire's and Jose Canseco's, all the guys that use steroids and are canceled, And I just jumped into it, and it's working,
Nice. Hell
It's
yeah.
working.
So, were you guys opening up packs and shit when with your homie, or
Yeah,
right
some-
before you guys opened up, or
Yeah,
was it
it's,
just
it all actually kind of revolves around one card. It was this. I spent a couple $1,000 on like a hobby box case with hobby box blasters in there, basketball. I didn't know shit about basketball, and these guys were like, "Spend some money, puss." And I was like, "Oh, all right,
I ain't no puss, he said.
I ain't no puss, So I opened this box of Mosaic basketball, and this is in 2020. I pulled a Ja Morant rookie card, an autographed rookie card, low number, gold. Later sold that for like $10,000. It was like one of the bigger cards that I sold, and that's what got that was like kind of like the fluid to prime the pump for all this.
Yeah.
I started the Cosmic Exchange. We were supposed to start it around this brand, which is my wife's brother's brand, a company called Future Fantasy Delight. He's a very successful artist. And then when that kind of started working its way through, we ended up just with the Cosmic Exchange, and then the card shop came after that. I had this vision of being like, hey, when these guys walk in to the crystal store, I'd like it if
these ladies are walking around with their little coffee, all this is nice, and cruising the store, and then their husbands are over there cross-armed, bummed out, you know. And my wife would tell them, "Hey, you want to go check out some football cards? Go downstairs around the building behind the dumpsters, you know, down in the basement." And they found it. It's good, you know, and they like it down there. So
it's a good idea.
It appeals to both people. It's kind of a thirst trap thing, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
it works.
Smart.
How much did that case cost you?
It was like a couple $1,000, and it was 20 boxes in there.
So you still well made your money then.
Oh yeah, big time. Plus, like all the base cards and all the other autographs that were in there, I ended up selling all that stuff too, you know, through the store. You know,
Okay.
And a lot of that stuff sells for a couple bucks, but
Still, it adds up.
yeah, I mean that Ja Morant, that's what started this whole thing, man.
Dang.
He's not doing too good right now, huh?
No, a lot's changed.
Dude, he hasn't been
A
on
lot
media
has
anymore,
changed,
dude.
yeah.
He needs to pull out another gun, maybe.
Hey, you need the Anthony Edwards now, man. You heard about him?
Uh-uh.
You heard of Anthony Edwards?
Man, he's a beast, bro.
Yeah?
He's changing the game. Him and
Jordan's lost son.
Oh, yeah, I heard about him. Yeah, I heard about that.
Wembanyama, that
Oh,
guy.
Yeah, that guy's a
Victor,
beast, dude.
you guys, that guy's just.
Are you
changing.
looking for his card?
They're pouring in down there. We actually just graded a card for a guy. He pulled a Monopoly, Victor Wembanyama, rookie called a Money Blast. That was like $5,000 raw, and we just got it back the other day. Graded for him. We sent it to SGC. Got a 10, man. Dang. So this guy's got like a $20,000 card now, you know, and like. You know, so he's hugging me and he's like, "I'll leave you a Google review. You know, you're the best." And I was like, "Sure." You know,
Wemby and Edwards, dude. That's the future right there.
Yeah, Chet too. Chet Holmgren. Those guys are killing it.
Yeah,
You know?
he's from. I don't know who Chet is from. Oklahoma.
I don't know where he's from. He's a monster. He's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's from.
man.
I think he's from Oklahoma. Yeah. Like the team.
Would you keep that Victor card or would you sell that?
The Wembanyama, it's not mine. It's not mine.
I bet if it were yours, would you sell it or would
I'd
you
sell
keep
it.
it?
I'd sell it right away.
He's just, yeah, I mean, he's so tall, dude. I think there's just so much room for like injuries.
So much.
And dude.
But they say he's different than your
Dude, he
average
looks like-
7-footer. They say that this guy actually
He
takes care of
is.
himself. He stretches. He's different from your
He's
regular.
actually agile.
Yeah, he's
He looks
different.
agile.
He's not your regular like.
But you look at him,
Odin.
dude, se ve como que no come. Just
Really?
like, you haven't seen him?
Oh yeah, well
He
yeah.
looks hungry, bro. He
He
needs
looks
tortillas.
hungry, bro. Yeah, dude. He needs a grandma.
Well,
That's
he's
what
young.
Yeah, he needs a nana to give him some
Yeah,
tortillas.
dude. Third.
He's like 18 or 19.
Yeah, he's
he's
just
really
a
young.
kid, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the crazy thing about sports, too, is like one of these fools twists their ankle or like, you know, throws a bunch of money on the floor at the strip
Oh, they
club.
start
Yeah,
doing
that-
yeah.
yeah,
they
they
start
get
doing
busted,
John Moran
get a
stuff.
gun.
And,
John Morant. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the video or the pictures of the strip club, bro, but like everyone was complaining and they're like, John Morant, what a piece of shit. And then I saw the strip club and I was like, every single inch of that place is covered in $50 bills. I was like, that guy's living his best life. That's,
Bro,
that's a good thing. What's wrong with him? You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about it is when I opened up the sports card shop, I had a lot of vintage baseball, old football cards. And then what came down there was those goddamn Pokemon cards, bro. 71% of our revenue in that store is Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
I love Pokemon, man.
me too. I actually didn't know anything about it, and I was so resistant to it at first. And now, after a year, 2 years, we're going on 2 years now being open at the card shop. I got an associate's degree in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I can bang with the best, dude. I can get right up in the huddle, you know, with these fools, and I can rock Pokemon.
It's just
That's wild.
To me, I got into Pokemon again, like I think probably about the same time. It was like during COVID time.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just so much easier to go from not knowing Pokemon to being knowledgeable in Pokemon than learning basketball or learning football. Like to me, that's just like learning players' names, their stats, how
But-
they perform. Like it matters how they play in a game. Like they can play well
Yeah.
in a game and their fucking card skyrockets.
Yeah.
Or they play a shitty game and then it fucking sinks. But with Pokemon, it's like, dude, a Pokemon can't play a game.
That's
It's
right.
like so. It's like, but I don't know. But I mean, there's no. It's really rare for you. Well, I mean, you can't buy a hobby box and get a fucking $10,000 Pokemon card. So I mean, there's ups and downs. It's just.
Well, now you can. I mean, you never know. Up in that pack right there, if there's one of those Charizards in there, bro, like, and it's a shiny Charizard, one of those hollow Charizards, and you send it off to get graded, if I was to show you guys the comps, if it was a 10, it's $300,000. You know, like, this is so serious, the Pokemon cards, and you're right. These fools can't, like, Charizard doesn't twist an ankle. And he's not hanging out with Josh Giddey and getting or
He's not
Wander
going to strip
Franco.
clubs.
You
He's
know,
not going to strip club.
you know, like they are eternally like
they can't be stopped, and their stock doesn't go down, and they're only gaining value by the moment, especially the old stuff, especially if you get it encased and get it relicked and get it preserved, because it doesn't deteriorate anymore. And I think that we're coming into like a junk slab era where there's going to be a point where like ungraded cards just are like fucking leaves that you rake up on the ground, like if you got to have 9s and 10s, that's what everyone cares about. And like, Charizard and Blastoise and, Bulbasaur, those guys are right at the front, because
True. Yeah.
they don't do anything wrong,
So you were saying, like 70% of your business is turned into Pokemon.
Yeah, like if we get 40 people that walk down the steps in one day to come see the card shop, like no exaggeration, I'm gonna say 31 of them are asking about Pokemon cards. Plus, at the store, we buy, sell, and trade. We also do complimentary appraisals for people. So people can bring their cards down there, and the card tenders that I have working for me know how to look the cards up, and they'll show you and teach you everything about looking them up, and it's free. And you don't got to worry about like someone trying to take your things. I'm the only person that buys or trades down there. So people bring their cards all the time, and they're like, "Hey, I got a binder full of these. What's good in here?" And we'll flip through it. It takes 5 minutes. We're like, "This one's bomb," and I'll pull it out, and I'll be like, put it in plastic for them for free, and I'll look it up and say, "This is $200. Like, don't let anyone get it from you for less than $200, because there's other places and there's a lot of other people where they'll take advantage of you." And the hobby, the sports card hobby, and the Pokemon hobby has become a tarnished hobby, in the fact that when people walk into places like that, this has become like a hustler's game, and it doesn't got to be like that, So we're fair with everybody, and we teach them and educate them, and we give like classes on fake Pokemon cards, which are flooding the market. There's a bunch of fake shit out there, and stealing from kids, which isn't cool, I mean, it's stealing from little kids and their grandmothers,
Damn.
So
She got crazy,
education.
huh? Got wild.
Yeah, I did. So you know how, I don't know, are you familiar with sneakers as well? I know it's completely different.
I'm a little bit familiar with sneakers. My boy over at Capital Consignment, I don't know if you guys saw that new store that just popped up by Diamond. He knows through and through, and I get a lot of sneakers brought down to me, but I am not versed in sneakers.
Are you familiar with like SneakerCon?
I am not really.
So there's the reason why I'm asking is because I was wondering if there was something similar with cards in our area. So it's like with sneakers, like the biggest event was really like in Seattle. They had SneakerCon where they had like over 250 vendors, 350 vendors. Like it was in a like a convention center, like bigger than the one we have here.
Yeah.
Do they have anything like that for
They
cards
do.
in our area?
They do. Like up in Portland, they have Twin Oaks Show, which is like every weekend now, because it's so big. We also at the card shop, the last Thursday of every month, we do a trade show in there where you can come down to the store. You can actually buy, sell, and trade. That's the only time we allow that to happen in the store. If two people come down and they're like, "Hey man, nice card. Like, I'll give you $150 for it." I'm like, "Take it outside, bro. You can't be doing that in here. You stepping on my toes, man."
Yeah.
But like, the last Thursday of the month, we have 4 hours designated for the trade event where you can actually bring your binder, bring your backpack. You can exchange cash with other people in the store. Just network with people, get to know each other. I feed everybody. I buy a bunch of pizzas. Kids that come down there between 4 and 5:30 p.m. get entered into a free contest to win like an elite trainer box, free raffle just for the kids, And then after that, we do like an adult raffle. We're very clear with everybody about like, hey, at 5:30, the language is going to change down here, and all the gangsters are coming down here with the stacks of cash to slang these basketball cards. And then you spend $25 in the store during that event.
Yeah.
Every $25 you spend to get a raffle ticket, give away like a hobby box or some more Pokemon cards and stuff. It's cool. Yeah. But there's a lot of shows. One in Albany that happens once a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
And then there's plenty in Portland, big ones too.
Do you go to the Twin Oaks one?
We do sometimes. I've visited a few times. I just got a staff, a new staff, like a whole new staff. I got my guy Wyatt down there, my boy Trey Leaper, and a guy named Big G owns a company called Big G Sports Cards. And these guys, they are a force to be reckoned with. They're fair, they're firm, they're consistent with everybody. They give everyone a bunch of dignity. We get people coming down there with their dirty ass blanket from off the street with a
handful of soggy cards they found over at like Minto Brown, and they're like, "Give me $100," and I'm like, "We'll look through your cards. This stuff can go back in the shoebox. Doesn't need to go in a safe. Thanks for coming down." Yeah. And we try and give everyone that. These guys all respect everybody. I'm gonna start sending them to the shows while I run the store. We're gonna start doing booths over there. We've been to a couple trade shows and we do good. I mean, they do good, but with the brick and mortar and being a dad, and then the Cosmic Exchange, there's not a lot of time,
Exactly.
Just trying to eat and take a piss. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
You just sent me one that's gonna happen out in Kennewick, no? I don't know if it's big or not.
I don't know. It's like 4 hours away. It seems big,
Kennewick.
but when is it?
Over in Washington?
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what it was called, but it's supposed to be a big trade show. So I don't know. Maybe check it out. I don't know.
Yeah. I get newsletters about all that stuff too. Stuff in California. I get invited to stuff all the time. Tops and Upper Deck. We have an Upper Deck Diamond, so we're a diamond store. So they invite us to stuff like that, and they send us free promos and stuff like that, stuff to give away. We just actually finished our flyer for our next event, which is going to be on Wednesday, the 29th of this month. So if you guys are in the area, come check it out. I mean, it's worth it. Bring some stuff you might be able to make. Like, there's people that come down there and just chop it up for a little while, and before they know it, they're like, "Damn, I made eight grand down here tonight," and they're like, "Thank you, Joey." Like,
shit.
don't even worry about it,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's cool, and the hobby's bumping.
Yeah,
it's bumping, dude.
You need to go buy a table, dude. Like the sneaker guys, I'll buy your whole table.
Yeah.
Sell me everything. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Like 30, 40 grand worth of a table. I'm like, damn.
That's crazy. We get probably, I'd probably say, $100,000 worth of purchasing opportunity coming down a month.
Really?
Into the store. We purchase cards on Tuesdays only because we had to designate a day because we were getting more people coming down trying to sell shit to us. And a lot of it was like old junk wax that's not worth anything. And it's hard to break everyone's hearts and be like, the stuff you've been collecting for 30 years isn't worth anything. And these guys are like, no. And I'm like, sorry, bro. Like maybe 50 years from now it'll be something, but you got to put it away or just like, give it to some kids. But like we have a lot of stuff come down there. We've had some cards down there where people are trying to sell it to us for tens of thousands of dollars. We don't deal in a lot of high-end sports cards either. Like we're behind the dumpsters and down in the basement in Salem. You know what I mean? So realistically, I focus on a market that we can really connect with, and it's lower end stuff.
And then besides Pokemon, what's your second bestseller?
Sealed product, sealed sports boxes, and
what sport in specific?
I'm gonna say basketball is the highest price. We sell a ton of sealed football stuff. Football is really popular, and then baseball, it just sells for less because the tiers kind of go basketball, football, baseball. Sell a lot of Garbage Pail Kids cards too.
Oh, the cabbage?
Yeah, those Cabbage Patch Kids that are like all funky.
I've
the Garbage
seen
Pails.
those, dude. I don't understand.
Dude, my boy
I don't
Jonesy,
understand
you guys
either.
know Jonesy?
Yeah, Jonesy,
okay, so
yeah.
Jonesy, like, shout out to Jonesy.
Shout out to
the
Jonesy.
artwork.
Hey,
That's my homie, bro.
Where's our hat, Jonesy?
Yeah, I want a hat too, Jonesy.
He's gonna bring it on the 18th.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Jonesy is like one of my best mates. That guy, when he walks down there, everyone applauds for him. He's a celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So Jonesy has walked down there and just straight up gifted me like autographed Garbage Pail Kid cards where like it's got the Garbage Pail Kid, and then instead of their name on there like Brett Vett or like Adam Baum, it's got the artist autograph on there. And Jonesy comes walking down there, dude. The guy's a philanthropist. Just gives it to people. Just comes down there and splashes me with all sorts of cool stuff. So another shout out to Jonesy, bro.
Jonesy,
There you go.
Yeah, Jonesy, man.
Yeah.
When you say philanthropist, say it.
I don't know how to say that. Yes.
I didn't know he was a Cabbage Patch Kids
Garbage
collector.
Pail, yeah, he
Garbage
is, man.
Pail.
He's avid Garbage Pail, Garbage Pail Kids, And they changed it all too. Like there's the old Garbage Pail Kids, and then now they chromed them. So like Topps turned them into chrome cards, so they're numbered and shit too, like short print numbered.
Yeah, I seen it. I don't know where I saw it, dude. I was like, what is this? And I was like, damn. And the guy was telling me they sell a lot of them. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, man.
I was like,
It's
wow.
a big deal,
Shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I ran
Find a
into
one-on-one,
him.
it's serious,
Dude, I saw him for first time when I went to Rick Rail.
Yeah.
You know how they have like a Saturday market or something like that. There was this old guy and he was selling like a little bit of everything, and he had these binders filled with those. And he had really cheap ones, and then he had some that were like selling for like $300-400 for the whole bin. They had some expensive ones, and he was trying to sell me those, but I'm like, nah, I don't really know anything about this. And then I started seeing it everywhere because they said they have them at like Target and Walmart too.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can buy them at retail stores like Bimart, Target, Walmart, Fred Meyer. Like they have cards in there. And one of the reasons our shop is alive is because when those places, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever gone into a Target to look for cards and see it looks like a fucking Black Friday sack, like there was a riot in there. So that's one of the reasons our card shop is alive, because I order this stuff, I stock the shelves. We don't have a limit on how much you can buy, and it's available there for people to get once, Walmart's tapped, or they stole all of it from Walmart or whatever, So like, we mark it up a little bit because we make money. We got to make money on it. The casino's got to win. Yeah. So it works out, and we provide that to people,
Nice.
Plus, when they rip it down there, we sleeve everything up and top load it for them for free. And then we'll advise them and be like, hey, man, you should send this to get graded. And it's like $25 to send a card off to get graded. It'll be gone for a couple months, and then it comes back, and I call you, and I'm like, yo, down here behind the dumpsters, bro, your card's ready to rock. You just made $10,000.
Let's go.
Yeah. Works.
Do you sell much of a soccer? Because I hear a lot of card shops say that soccer, they don't move them very quickly.
We don't. We sell some sealed products around like World Cup. There's a couple soccer heads that come in there, but like it's very slow moving, man. Like it's slow moving. Like we have some people, Mexicanos that have come down there and like, Joey, I got all these graded soccer cards, bro. Autographs, and this one's $1,000, and I'm like, I ain't got no money in the budget for that,
here, bro.
Not here.
I gotta buy these Pokemon cards this week.
That's what I hear. That a lot of car shops they try to do the soccer and they don't move them. Twin Oaks, we went to Twin Oaks a couple of times, and there's a lot of football, basketball, and soccer. There's probably like 2 booths, no?
Yeah.
Soccer, yeah. It's
probably like 2.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
it's like
2.
they don't move them that quick.
They don't. It's tough. It's a tough sport, especially because like, Bundesliga, there's all these different leagues too, and it's just not as popular here in the States, not like in Mexico. Like it's so popular. That's like the sport down there,
But I think I think the card, even if you like the sport, I don't think people like the cards. Does that make sense? I mean, I play soccer. I'm a soccer guy, and none of the soccer players I've been playing for years, and nobody cares for soccer cards, which is kind of interesting.
It's weird.
Even though they love the sport. But anybody that likes basketball or football, they like the cards no matter what. So
there's some dope soccer cards too,
interesting. So.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there. We get a lot of stuff graded for people, and I'd say 80% of the time we'll get something graded for somebody who brings in soccer, and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. We'll look at it under scope. We'll let them look at it and be like, corners look good, centering's good, edges are good, card's not pissed on, it looks great. Let's send it off. They get it back, it's a 10. They're like, yeah. And 2 months later, they come back and like, do you want to buy this? And I'm like, if I buy it, we only offer for graded cards 70% of the value for them because we have to make money on it. But I'm trying to quit.
Exactly.
I don't need soccer cards. We just don't sell any.
Exactly.
Yeah, not like basketball, not like football.
Do you sell sealed products, or you said sealed products, right?
Yeah.
You don't sell a lot of singles, I want that player.
We do. We sell a ton of singles.
Okay.
We sell a ton of singles, but we don't sell a lot of high end singles down there. We don't sell anything I'd say $250 is the average max for the cards that we sell down there. We sell a lot of bargain bin stuff, $2, $10 cards, $5, $3 cards, and then the wax, the sealed wax. It's called. I mean, this stuff, these football hobby boxes, people go crazy for that shit, and they'll come in there, and we have one guy that every day he comes down there, and he's a great dude. He's a good friend of mine now, old retired guy, worked for the railroad for 30 years. Oh. He comes down there and he's just like, what do you got? And I'm like, we got a case of this, we got a case of this, case of this. He's like, yeah, I'll take those. And then I'm like, damn. And then he makes me cut the boxes open and dump them in a bag so his wife doesn't see the boxes. It's crazy, But
but it's keeping us going.
Gotta
So,
check the camera. You guys can keep talking. I gotta check
Yeah.
the camera.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, man. There's a lot of money in it, and like I said, it's booming, dude.
It is booming.
And Pokemon, like there's some sick shit out there.
What do you think people can make the most money on? With the least amount of money.
With the least amount of money, Pokemon. Because with sports, sports is pay to play.
Yeah.
You know, you got to buy those hobby boxes. You can buy a ton of retail shit, but you're really limited to what you're going to be able to find in there. You know, you're not going to find any one-on-one. I mean, you may get hit by lightning, you know, but like you could run around with a spoon outside and get hit by lightning in the broad daylight. But you know, it's not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to me. You have to purchase hobby level product. You got to pay, you know, and we're looking at like tickets from like $150 and up to $17,000 for one box, you know, which is crazy, you know, and that stuff, when I log into the wholesale to buy that stuff, I mean, I don't buy $17,000 boxes, but they're there first day and the next day, psh, they're sold out.
Really?
And I'm like, damn, there
People
are
got it like
fools
that.
buying that shit. And the best way to do it is Pokemon cards, because those packs, you don't have to buy anything special. You buy a pack for $5-6, and if you pull that Umbreon VMAX out of that Evolving Skies, that's $1,000, bro. You got it. And this is little kid toys, you know, and these kids pull them out of there in our store, and their mother is like, "Ay, Dios mío." And when I show them how it's $800, or like Lost Origins is a great chapter. They have this Giratina, which is like a centipede type. It's a full art. It's sick, bro.
Yep.
And that thing's $280 raw. Send it off. It's $600 if it gets a 9 or a 10. You know.
Shit.
So Pokemon's the best way to go. Like that's the future.
What about buying like elite trainer boxes, and I don't know what the equal like that to sports would be, like $50-$60 boxes.
That's the best. That's one of the best ways to do it too. Like anything that has those packs. You know. You guys play Pokemon the game?
No, never.
Yeah, me neither, bro. You know, like
I don't know anything about it.
in the elite trainer boxes, you know, we're always really direct with people too at the shop, and I'm like, I'll ask them like, you play the game, and when I'm showing them elite trainer boxes, and there's all this dice and all these things in there, and they're like, I don't play it. I'm like, oh, okay, there's all this shit you don't
That's
need.
what it's for.
You know, there's all this dice you're gonna not need.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but the real value is these like 9 packs in here. Now in the elite trainer boxes, like all this stuff is randomly inserted, you know, so, you know, it's all gambling. There's no guarantee. And I tell kids that. I'm like, listen, you and your mom are standing right here, and there's a chance you're going to trade me all this shit and not get anything back. And they look at their mom, and their mom's like, go ahead, do it. And then, you know, they do it, you know, and then sometimes they pull it and sometimes they don't. Like more often than not, they don't. The odds are really bad, especially for ripping stuff open. Your best bet is buying singles that you know are good,
Yeah.
you know?
Have you ever met anybody that plays Pokemon?
Never.
Never, huh? I've never.
There was a couple places. There was a place called All Out Gaming. These are my homies that were over here. They had a spot across the river. They had, and it was a tabletop place, you know. There's Wild Things over here. They do tabletop games.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You can play Warhammer and Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. But we don't do any of that shit in our store.
Yeah.
You know, we're all about the collecting, the buying, the reselling, you know.
reselling.
Yeah.
Hustle.
Yeah, just hustling it out, you know. And it's a tough game too, because, you know, the eBay market's pumping too, but those bunch of assholes online, man. You know, everyone's a tough guy online, and like, if you got something that's worth $100, bro, they're gonna come right at you with $20. Like, oh, $20, and you're like, oh, the disrespect, you know. And like, you've been sitting on this thing for a long time, or holding on to it, you know, or you sit on like a pack like that for 20, 30 years. That thing's 30 years old, bro.
It is.
That's 30 years old, right?
It's older
there.
than you.
Damn. How old are you? That's older than you.
It's a 2000 kid.
That's
Nah,
crazy,
dude.
bro. When you were like born, I had already killed a dude, bro. Crazy, you know? That's crazy, bro.
Shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, when you look at it like that,
Yeah. That's wild.
Now, so if you had $500 and we said flip this as fast as you can, what are you buying with that?
Well,
Doesn't
funny-
matter.
It's
Pokemon.
funny, it's funny you would say that. So our store has like a $500 a week budget that we use to buy shit off the streets.
Okay. Bam,
because
bam.
I have a terrible addiction down there, you know. And when it comes down there,
priority is raw Pokemon cards. That's what we're looking for. Vintage or the new shit that's worth some money. Next is going to be graded football cards. Football. The shelf gets cleared. Everyone likes football. Justin Herbert and, all these amazing stars that are just like killing it. Football gets a lot of attention. Then graded basketball cards, graded baseball cards, and then raw sports cards, which, like when we buy that shit, we only pay like 55% of the fair market value for that. So we encourage people to get it graded, and come back with it, because they're not going to get like the best deal for it. A lot of places, only offer like 20%. They'll be like, oh, yo, this thing's worth $100. We'll give you $20 for this thing. And you could say no and walk away, and a month later, you'll be still holding that thing,
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Do you sell online?
We do. We do sell online. We have an eBay. We're also diving into the Whatnot and the Loop and Instagram Live and TikTok.
You guys do live openings?
We just set up a room for it, and we're gonna start we launch it next month. So we're gonna be on Whatnot is the platform that we're starting with. We got some guys with some personalities. My guy Wyatt is an amazing salesman. I mean, he'll sell you your mustache, bro. This dude is badass.
I'd buy it.
And, yeah, his actually looks great. So we are going to be online much more because if you're sleeping on the online game, you're losing money.
I agree.
Losing money.
I hear TikTok they sell a lot there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not live.
Whatnot is, I think, the
but,
biggest thing for cards, though.
Whatnot, yeah.
I tried opening up an account, and it says my numbers has an account, and dude, it's a fucking headache for me. My brother opened one up real quick, and I mean,
Selling rocks?
nah, dude, he do it for cards too.
He likes
Dude,
cards?
Yeah, dude, he does Pokemon. Dude, he loves Legos. Dude, this kid
tight.
loves everything.
Really?
Yeah, this kid gets into everything.
Well, all that shit's cool, man. Everyone's looking for that shit. It's crazy, man. Like I have a buddy that made he makes a ton of money on eBay selling fucking Tupperware lids. I know.
Tupperware.
I know, bro. So this guy goes to the fucking Goodwill bins and digs over there with the rest of the zombies. He goes digging in there, bro, in the COVID center, bro. And I'm like, oh my God, you're up in there. He puts on a mask, full PPE, goes in there, starts digging. And he comes out with like these things that look like a stack of Frisbees. And they're Tupperware lids that are like this sun-shaped thing from the 70s. He sells these things for $13 a pop online. And I'm like, people want that shit. They want scary dolls that blink and shit.
Oh, hell no.
I know, bro.
That's something I will never buy.
Bro, I'm trying to stay away from it.
Yeah.
I hear you. I don't mess with dolls, bro.
Nah, dude, that's
Scares
creepy.
the
This
shit
guy
out of me.
fucking buys dolls, dude. He'll go to like garage sales. I'm like, dude, get the shit out of here. He had a fucking doll here that he came with the other
doll?
day. Yeah. I'm like, dude, get that shit out of here.
You're scared of him.
Yeah, I'm hella
Well,
scared
you know
of
what?
him.
I'm scared
dude.
of him too, bro. I went
Yeah.
into a place to buy a collection of old baseball and basketball cards. And once I bought all this stuff from this dude, made friends with him. His wife says, "You like dolls?" Opens up this fucking door, you guys, and they had a room with just these porcelain dolls that were hella old. And I almost passed away when I saw it. Like I got out of there so quick, bro, because they were looking at me and they knew that I was afraid.
Shit.
Ton of them
That's
blinking.
I
wild.
feel
And,
like they just stare at you.
They just
dude.
have bad juju.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't
yeah,
know.
speaking of like scary shit, witchcraft,
Yeah.
that's where it would be, and they come after you with a knife and cut your Achilles tendon.
Especially if they're old, Like,
There's something about it.
yeah.
There's something about it.
Yeah, that's where it would go. That's where the evil energy would go.
Yeah.
I
I don't know what it is. Maybe they've seen a lot.
Maybe.
Terrifying,
And
bro.
that shit kind of just.
But I mean,
attaches
you
to
don't
it.
like skulls either. You
I don't
fuck with
mind
skulls,
skulls.
right? Like, you
I don't
just
mind
buy a
skulls.
skull, like,
Okay, so we sell like carved skulls.
Jeez.
It's actually
I
weird.
can
I
do
wanted to
skulls.
tell you guys about this. We had a lady that called and said she had a bunch of NASCAR shit. Okay, so we're like, NASCAR? Like NASCAR's not a big seller in the store. She shows up there with this bin and opens up the bin, and there's no cards in there.
Jackets.
But there's like a bunch of these NASCAR figurines, like from the 70s and 80s, that were floating in a basement on water. So like the cardboard on the back is all warped. This is not a sellable item. I'm like, we're an S Corp, dude. We don't want this shit. And she's going through it, and all of a sudden she pulls out this skull, bro. And it's like a
it's a real fucking human head, okay? Like, it's a skull down there. And it's like a cadaver skull from, like, a university or something like that. It's got wires on the jaw, so you can, like, move it. And, like, the skull cap was cut off, like, where the brain had been taken out. And it was for, like, a university, for education, right? So I'm like, oh, whoa, you got a head in that back? So I grab it, and the guys in there are like, oh my God, that's it. And I was like, oh, rah, rah, rah. And she's like, it's fake. And I was looking at it, and I was like, this ain't fake, dude. This is a real skull. Like, where'd you get this? And she was like, some guy out in Dallas had it in his barn. And I was like, you got this from Dallas? Like, so I took it upstairs and showed it to Sarah, and I was like, check this out. And she was like, I don't want that thing touching me. She's like, get that. That's where the evil energy's at. Get that shit out of here. About a week after that, on Valentine's Day, I got some crazy ass surveillance video of a doll in our store that is actually like a sack doll, kind of like on it's a stuffed doll made from yarn and stuff like that. Little mushroom head, you know, it's like a little cute doll. It's sitting in a basket. And I'll send you guys the videos. You guys put it on the podcast.
Yeah, send it to us.
It fucking jumps out of the basket, bro. Right after this stuff was in there. And then some weird ass shit started happening in the store. And I'll send you the videos, and you guys will dig it, because I got them saved. And I don't think it was anything like bad, but something grabbed the doll and pulled it out of there. And it's compelling. You'll see it, and you'll be like, oh, yo, I can't believe it. And then, like, you know, when I was telling the guys about it downstairs the day after it happened, some shit like fell off the walls that's been up there for 2 years. And I was like, oh, what was that? And they were like, stuff is falling off the walls in here. As you're talking about that, and Big G, of Big G Sports Cards, that guy is like 27-year retired law enforcement officer, federal law enforcement officer, okay? And you see this guy on the video, because they're looking around, and you see him look all, and this man is scared. You know, he's scared because he knows something, you know, was running around in there. And I think it was that skull. You know, I think there was that head that woman brought in there, brought a fucking human head in the store, bro. Weird.
You got rid of that though, right?
Yeah, I told her, get out of here. You go smoke in your car. Go smoke cigarettes in your car some more. Because it was really weird that she would show up with that. A lot of people think that we're like a pawn shop. They'll bring all sorts of shit down there, you guys. That people come down there and we have
I've
stones.
always wanted to own a pawn shop, dude. But that's the bad thing about. I think it would be the bad thing, you know, getting some bad energy.
People bring
shit,
a lot of different things.
People bring just a bunch of shit you don't need. They're clucking shit. You know, they come down there with computers and shit. I'm like, oh, we don't want that. I was like, we deal with sports cars.
Because a lot of people think that what they have is worth a lot. They just because it's old doesn't mean it's valuable or expensive. That's what everyone thinks. Oh, it's 30 years old. It doesn't matter. It's not valuable.
They're bringing some old baseball cards, bro. And you guys, the 90s and the 80s was a really bad time for baseball. Not only were the cards overproduced, causing what's called the junk wax era, meaning they made these boxes where there's like 500 million of these things made. There's still 100 million of them unopened, sealed in plastic for 30 years, and no one gives a shit about it, right? People bring 1 or 2 cards down there, like Sammy Sosa, Don Russ, rookie card. Sammy Sosa took steroids, got busted, he's canceled, bro. Everyone hates him. No one cares about it. They throw it down, they're like, I saw on eBay it's $100,000. Pay me 10s and 20s, and I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you a complimentary appraisal on this card. Scan it with the app. 36 cents. And they're like, oh no, eBay said it was worth $1 million.
Quarters, dimes, or nickels.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. You know, people bringing stuff down there. You know.
Yeah.
You just see DJ equipment and all sorts of stuff that's fucked up.
That's wild. I wouldn't.
Vinyl records and you know.
Yeah.
Vinyl records.
That DJ Woods going down there?
Yeah.
DJ Woods, trying to sling that shit. That boy can do windmills. You guys know that guy's a b-boy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that boy can crush, bro.
Yeah.
Like underestimate DJ Woods for 1 second, and that fool will slide on his head right past you and steal your girl. You know, because he's a pimp.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Nah.
How do you know DJ Woods?
B-boying with the True Roots crew. So
Okay.
like Christian and these guys like Oscar and all these guys from True Roots. When I'm from a crew called 3HC out of Albuquerque. It's a Harambe hip hop crew, 3 H's and a C. We have some like Olympic level kids on our team that are, like, you know, I've been breakdancing for 30 years and, you know, popping and locking and, you know, moving around a lot. We have these kids that like came up in the crew, the children of some of the guys in my crew that we've been breakdancing for this whole time, and now you go out there and an 8-year-old comes out there and smokes your ass, and I'm talking like Olympic level. There's a move called a 1990 where you handstand and just spin on one hand upside down, and like I can do like 3 rotations, my best. And this kid came out one day and did like 11 on his fucking wrist right here, and just drilled it. And all I could do was just turn white and just piss my pants, And I was like, I've been working all this time, and I can't flare. I'm a big fat ass, like I'm a big ass 200-pound man. I break dance with a crew here in Salem.
Yeah.
My homeboy Sabai introduced me to DJ Woods, and then when Cakes, you guys know what Cakes is? It was a skateboard shop that is in the same building.
That was the one next to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place hosted a show. That's where I met DJ Woods.
Oh,
He was
okay.
spinning over there.
I see.
And then we just connected right away. He was like, yo, you're an old ass man. You got like a gray beard out here breakdancing. I was like, oh yeah, dude. and then he got to meet my son, Coco Poppins, who is he's a poppin' locker and a beatboxer, my son. And man, me and DJ Woods really hit it off. He's a cool ass cat, dude. I'm a big fan of his. I actually have bought some of his music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Yeah.
He's a cool guy. Same thing with Jonesy, bro. I bought some Jonesy paintings.
Jonesy.
Really
We had
like
Jonesy and DJ Woods.
Yeah, dude. Those guys.
Jonesy's gonna come for the second time to our show. I think the 18th.
Yeah, that's what I was telling
Yeah.
you.
Well, tell him I said what's up, bro, because that guy, he used to live in an apartment right behind the Cosmic Exchange.
Yeah.
And then he recently moved to Kaiser. We all work out at the same gym, bro.
Oh,
yeah, he's over at
He goes
Physique.
there too?
Yeah, he was over there. I walked over there and he goes, Joey, what's up, man? I was like, Jonesy.
Yeah, I
Like,
see
grab
him all the
and pop
time.
his back,
I see him there all the time.
Yeah.
I was like,
And they're trying to work on my fitness a little bit.
I
you know?
haven't seen Jonesy though.
Damn, way to
Does
call
he-
him out, bro.
No, does he go at night though? Does he go at night?
No. He goes pretty early, I think. But he's up in there.
Okay,
Jonesy's up in there
yeah.
getting
Yeah,
healthy.
dude, why are you spreading rumors that he don't go to the gym?
My
Yeah.
bad, Jonesy.
Yeah,
My bad.
Jonesy.
Gotta do him like that, dude.
Yeah, Jonesy, what an amazing artist. What a treat. I was really impressed when I saw him on the show too. That hit my feed. And then I was like, oh, what the fuck? These dudes are famous? And I was like, oh my God, I know these guys. And I was telling my wife, and she's like, oh, she's over there watching Instagram and working on promotions for the company and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I know these dudes. And she's like, yeah, nice, dude. And I was like, oh, dude, oh my God, these guys are hella important. And then I saw you at the gym, and I was like, oh my God, this fool goes to my gym. I should get a shirt signed. I was like, I need and the celebrities,
Yeah,
who
no,
run
I saw
hang
him
out
too. I didn't
celebrities.
recognize him at first, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's Joey. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw you running, dude. Hey,
always
putting in the
running.
dude.
I'm
getting
always
them out.
running.
Hey, you should
Allegedly.
see this legend on the treadmill.
Yeah,
son.
right. Dying.
I'm always running.
Dude, he picks him up and puts him down, bro. Hey, he's sick, bro. He got that shit cranked up to 7.5.
Shut up. Now you're lying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
It's
bro.
8.
He's up on his toes.
It's
Yeah.
7.5 and then 8 to finish it off.
Thumping
5.
that thing, dude.
He's lying.
Dude,
guy-
Now,
He's-
they're both capping. My boy Jones is always at the gym, and this guy's never running, man. That's what it is.
Nah, dude. I'm like sweating, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude.
I got to break it off and go in there. I'm like, hey. And he's
Yo,
like,
what's up? I was like,
he's focused, dude. He's hyper focused. And he's over there just high stepping it. And then I roll up there and he's like, you on the treadmills? And I'm like, oh, no, I was actually just doing some chest.
This guy hates running.
everybody hates running.
I don't hate running.
It hurts.
No one likes running.
I like
but,
running.
It's. I mean, obviously, the older you're young, but the older you get, I'm a little bit older than him. But the older you get, people don't want to, be uncomfortable. They don't want to run. They don't want to do this. I'm like, you know what? I play soccer still, so
You got to run, bro.
I got to compete with the young bucks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
You
like,
get
dude,
smoked
I'm
out
like-
there if you're sucking eggs, you get
Yeah,
smoked out
and
there.
dude, I don't like it. I hate it. I run faster now than probably in my late 20s. And dude, it shouldn't be that way.
Dude, you run really fast, bro.
It shouldn't be that way.
I was checking you out for a minute, man. I was watching you.
Yeah, who the fuck- the
I
big-
was, because at the gym, you know how the culture is at the gym. Everyone's over there, people are walking around and they're queefs walking around, bro,
Yeah.
acting like they're all bad. And and then these chicks are walking around half naked and trying to act like nobody's watching them and stuff like that. But the gym culture is all that, it's a people watching
Yeah.
place. And you're over there, getting your pump on and I can't believe what it's turned into now. There's a Vato in there the other day with no shirt on in front of the mirrors over there all
That was
and
this
had
guy.
a little stand right there taking
Yeah.
pictures of himself, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"What the fuck is this?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, get out of here!"
Yeah. Well, Alan told me that the culture like 4 or 5 years ago changed with the whole like Instagram and TikTok. Like everybody used to take a tripod and record
Fucking
themselves.
weird ass shit.
So I was like, damn, dude, really? He's like, yeah, that just became hip like 4 or 5 years ago. And
Dude.
people still do that shit.
I can't believe it. I seen it. Big dude had a fucking speaker on there, bro, while he's doing his workouts. All yeah, and like these chicks are over there just working just ass meat. They're just doing the ass, and I'm like, oh, damn, what? And then I see you in there just sweating it out, running, watching the TV, running, blinking.
Dude, I'm like the only one running.
Yeah, dude, those treadmills are pretty empty sometimes.
Yeah,
you
they
know.
do. I run, but I do a little weights. But like when you play soccer, you can't lift like a bodybuilder. You gotta do it different,
Yeah.
So
And there's some beasts in there too. I got a homie named David that's in there. He's a black dude. You've probably seen him. He's yoked, dude. I mean, he's probably the strongest person in there. I saw that guy when I first met him. He was over there doing muscle ups. You know what that is? It's a pull up. Instead of just doing like a chin up, you come all the way up to here.
Oh, okay.
And this guy just had his feet out. And I watched him do 25 of them, dude. And then he gets down. He's just over there all, like transforming. And I rolled up on him all, yo, bro, you know you're sick. And I was like, you're the baddest motherfucker in here, bro. That was sick. So I was really impressed with him, too. He's really cool, too, And he's humble, too.
Yeah.
Good cat.
That's cool.
As compared to a lot of those guys in there,
Yeah.
They got the chest out, and they're walking around, stinky muscles, and and no deodorant. It's weird.
The deodorant.
Yeah. Shit's wild. You should start going to the gym, dude.
You should come with us, bro. It's fun.
Dude, I hate the gym, dude. I'd rather go running.
Well,
Let's go run. So
If
that's what I like to do, too.
I'll
I
go
like to
running.
cross-country run. I don't run super fast, but I can go for a long-ass time. I came from 5,200 feet in Santa Fe, the elevation.
Oh, it's hard to breathe and shit.
It's hard to breathe. So,
bet.
and as a law enforcement officer, I worked with the police department up there as well as the feds for a long time. And we had to qualify on the SWAT team that I worked on. We had to actually qualify at like a 90 percentile in order to stay on the team. And so we had to keep up with fitness, and they paid you. They give you like a wellness 3 hours a week. You get paid. You only got to do a half hour, but they pay you for a full hour. So there's dudes that are in there just stretching, and guys that are sleeping, guys just on their phone on the bench press,
That'd be this guy. Dude,
I
this
go
guy,
run.
every time I go to I did go to the gym with him, he was on his fucking
Once?
phone all the time, dude.
Once?
All the time. But sorry. keep
Once,
going
like
with the
10
story.
years ago. But yeah, go
I don't
ahead.
know. This guy's eyes are glazed over, bro, running like he's fucking, headed to the hills, bro, to the monte. So when I came from New Mexico, from that high elevation down to sea level, and I got on the beach, and I was like running up on my tippy toes, and I'm like, yo, dog, I'm like a fucking machine down here, and it was great. And now I've acclimated to where when I go back over there, I go to visit family, and I'm walking up the steps to my dad's house, and I'm over there all because
a
I'm
real thing,
acclimated.
bro.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It
yeah,
really is.
elevation, yeah.
Suffocate.
Yeah.
I've never really gone somewhere like that where if you run a little bit, that it's harder to breathe.
And Mexico City?
Well, I mean, I didn't go exercise in Mexico City.
What's the
when I
elevation
went.
in there? What's the elevation? What did you say?
I have no idea, bro. I think
Echo,
in
what's the
Mexico City.
elevation?
Hey, ask Google,
Ask
dude.
Google.
Yeah.
Okay, Google.
Ask.
Hold on. She's not talking.
Hey,
back.
Google.
Hey, Google. No, it's okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Dude,
I'm
ask.
gonna look it up. Okay, Google.
Yeah, just look it up on your phone. I got Ziggy down in the shop, dude. I got an Alexa we call it Ziggy, and I'm just like,
Hey,
anything
Google.
I want to know.
What's
No,
the
it's-
elevation from Mexico City?
What's the elevation for Mexico City?
The elevation of Mexico City is 7,349 feet.
That's fucking way up in the air, bro.
Is it?
That's hella high.
I
Okay,
was
that's
gonna
like
say.
a mile and a half in the air. That's hella high. You'd be
I was
sucking
gonna say I didn't
eggs.
know if it was the elevation, but I know that they have really bad oxygen because of
It's elevation.
Pollution?
Pollution.
Oh,
really
yeah,
bad
for sure.
pollution.
But it's everything, though.
It's a combination of everything. Yeah, because when soccer players go, they say that because in Mexico City they have America, and they say that they have like one up on all the soccer teams that come play in their home just because they're used to like the pollution air.
Sure.
Air and the
It's
elevation
more
and
the
shit.
elevation
I thought it
because
was the pollution.
when you watch soccer, and especially international soccer, in South America, Argentina, Brazil, they're beasts. But when they go to Bolivia, Bolivia sucks as a team. They're like the worst in South America. When those big teams go there, they lose. elevation's higher than Mexico City.
Yeah, so they can't run as fast, bro.
They
Your,
can't.
your muscles burn more, bro. You got to pump more blood. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's not enough oxygen, you know. So you suck eggs, you suck wind bad. It's real, you know. 7,200 feet. That's fucking way up there.
Yeah,
You know,
shit.
that's serious. It's like
What are we at here?
I don't know.
fucking like 200 feet above sea level. For real, the beach is right over there. Like over here, dude. Like I'm serious. Like the water line's right there. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like
true.
if we get a big
Yeah.
enough tsunami, we're done too. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck.
And you wouldn't even feel it coming, bro. You know, you just
Yeah.
be like, oh, what's that sound? And it's getting dark, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
just like, you know, grab your kids and be like, oh, dude, we made it, bro.
Yeah.
See you on the next trip, man.
You said you run. Do you play any sports? Like
I do. I actually own a softball team.
Uh-huh.
So Cosmic Card Shop is a softball team. We play at the Wallace Marine Park, men's rec slow pitch softball, and then breakdancing and dancing and just running around. Pretty much anything that I can do to
Stay
stay
active.
fit. I don't like the gym too much either. I don't do a lot of lifting and stuff like that. I do a lot of push-ups. I have a pretty strict push-up thing that I follow every day. Like when I get to the store, turn on a certain screen, do 50 push-ups. Go to the back, eat a protein bar, sit down, start checking emails. I have an alarm that's set to go off, do some push-ups. First time my wife calls me, do some push-ups. So I do like 400 a day on that. But well, I try to. I don't do it every day. I don't do it every fucking day. No way.
Yeah.
But I play a lot of sports. Like I like to hit baseballs. I like to hit softballs. I like to have a catch. Mostly, pelota. I like to throw an onion
Exactly.
back and forth with somebody. And I don't throw an onion hard. I'm a first baseman, so
Yeah.
I'm good at catching a ball.
Yeah.
But I don't throw it hard. I don't bomb it, or I'm no fucking Ellie De La Cruz, or I don't know if you've seen that guy, or
Yeah.
some of those baseball players are really
They're
good.
beast, man.
Throw really hard, dude.
Yeah.
We got some guys on my softball team.
What do you think about the
Really good.
I forget his name, Onaki, Japanese guy
Oh,
from
dude.
L.A.
You know what, dude? Some of these athletes, LA is such a dope ass team. Okay, like they're killers, dude. They're killers,
Yeah.
bro, and they're amazing at what they do. And these guys have been training their whole life. Some of the pitching is just amazing.
Have you heard about him, Onaki, the
Yeah,
Japanese? Have you heard that what happened to him and his boy
What?
gambling?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, Otani.
Oh, there you go,
Yeah, that was
Tani.
Onaki. Yeah,
A la verga, you're
Onaki,
racist,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that's racist.
That's a racism.
Nah, no, Otani, there you go.
Shohei Otani. They have a couple Japanese pitchers on there, but Shohei Otani.
What did I
So
say?
Shohei Otani, you guys, you said Unaki or something. You're like, Kunami restaurant. Unagi, that's a restaurant over on Lancaster.
Oh, shit.
That's
Otani, there you go.
yeah, Shohei Otani. I think he's the best
English
baseball.
is a second language.
Yeah,
bro. That's,
yeah.
that's what it is.
It's at ESL, bro.
Yeah.
That dude's the future of baseball. There hasn't been somebody like him since Babe Ruth. Like he is the only guy that can, like, the first game I watched Shohei Ohtani play when he was playing with the Angels, he struck out 14, hit 2 fucking home runs.
Yeah.
Which for a pitcher is unheard of. The last person that was a pitcher that hit the ball like that was Babe Ruth. Now, Shohei Ohtani, every game he's hitting 1 or 2 home runs now, and now he's just a DH. He just only bats. He's not throwing right now because he had the Tommy John surgery. With him, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman on that team like that, dude, those guys are unstoppable. They steal bases. They hit home runs. They make plays. The Dodgers are a force to be reckoned with. And I'm a Braves fan, a big time Braves fan. I'm a baseball fan. I don't mess with the Mets. I don't like the Mets at all. But I like everybody else, And Albuquerque, their minor league team, the AAA team, is the Albuquerque Isotopes, which is the farm team for the Dodgers. So I got to see a lot of Dodgers games, and so I'm a Dodgers fan. I like those guys, I like the Braves, like the Dodgers a lot, Padres.
Yeah.
All the West Coast stuff.
West Coast, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about those East Coast fools. I like the Yankees. Those guys are bomb, but I don't mess with the Mets. I actually got into a fist fight with a guy from the Mets. Only person I've ever got to throw a drink in their face.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Shit. Did you guys hear about his gambling or his boy?
Yeah, he some gambling issues, bro. I mean, when you're paid, when you got $150 million, dude, you know what?
Yeah.
what do you do, bro? After a couple months of that, you know, like nothing's really gonna give you that dopamine dump other than winning, you know. And when you're the best at everything you do.
How's your gambling career going, bro?
Yeah.
Shit, I
You
just
play
started
cards or
mine. Oh no, sports bets.
Oh no!
It started last week.
I just started. I was like, bro, I just started. Oh, hell, this is how it is. Oh shit, I like this now.
Dude, you can bet on anything. You can bet on the next pitch in a game or the next one. Dude, it's
anything.
crazy.
And I was like, he's like, dude, don't do that. It's slippery slope. I was like, fuck, dude, there's like 3 more games today. He's like,
You play cards or anything like that? You ever learn? You know how to play poker?
Nah, I don't want to get into it.
I love poker, bro.
Hey, we got a little poker night at the shop sometimes.
He
You guys
gambles.
get some friends.
I'm in.
He
I'm in.
he does
It's
a
low
lot.
stakes. It's like $20 a
I'm in.
tournament, and you come down and play. You know,
he,
you get. You
he
know,
said he don't play if it ain't 100.
we can get it. There's some dudes that come with stacks of money, and they're like, "We want to get the big game going." I'm like, "Oh, we ain't doing that shit."
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm in, bro.
It's just a friendly game. We got poker. Just plus, it's a nice place to be able to go down there in the shop. I move everything out of the way. We get a poker table.
Hell yeah.
You know, go out back, smoke a little weed. If
You don't
want,
gotta tell him twice.
They ain't gotta tell me twice.
See, look,
Don't
he's like,
don't threaten me with a good
he's
time.
like,
No, I'll totally hit you up. You know?
Yeah.
It's fun, dude. There's some cool cats to meet too.
No, I love going to the casino. I love playing poker. I go sometimes. I don't go very often and play poker. Maybe once every couple months, every 3 months.
Texas
But-
Hold'em. You play Omaha or anything?
It's mostly Texas Hold'em.
Cool.
I think they have Omaha sometimes, but it's rare. But usually it's the same game. Usually it's
Sure.
the same game going
You
on.
play like a limit table? No limit table?
I like no limit.
Me too.
Because when you have the limit, it's just really frustrating. Because if you're playing like 1-2,
Yeah.
it's like they have rules where, so it's like the first round you can't bet more than like I think like twice as much as someone bet. So if they bet $4, then you can't bet more
Max
than
is
$8.
$8. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that's really
tied down.
annoying. So it's like you can't start off with 25. Like no, it's like it. To me, that's really annoying. But if you're paying like a 1-3, that's like no limit. To me, it's just funner.
And that's the strategy of the
same
game
stakes,
too,
you
is
know?
to be able to be like, hey, yo, you fucking
Test
you know,
someone.
I'm
You're
pretty
really
sure that
testing
you got a
someone.
pair of queens under there, and like, I got $40 says that you won't let me see them.
Yeah,
You know, and
fuck around and find out.
look around and find out. You know, I love poker. At one point in my time, working as with the feds, I was playing so much poker, you know, between friends and stuff like that, that I was thinking that I would like make a career out of it, you know. I love it. I love the game. So hey, you'll be top 5 on there that I call when we play.
Yeah, I love poker.
It's
Man.
bad,
Dude,
dude. It's
every
fun.
night when I come home from work and I want to like decompress and everybody's in bed, I'll watch like I watch vloggers that play poker.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like the funnest thing ever, just watching these guys play poker. And I'm like watching this for 20, 30 minutes every night.
That's
and I'm like,
tight,
I
dude.
think it's fun. This guy thinks I'm crazy. And this guy's always talking shit about my gambling. And then I don't remember what game was on. And I told him that I was gambling on this game. And then he's like, how do you do that?
Oh
then-
no!
Like,
and then he swallowed the hook.
Yeah, he downloaded the app. And then earlier this week, who was
no,
playing?
the sports book.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
but
dude.
He's like,
That's what
you can bet on soccer? He's like, and who was playing this week? it-
Champions League, Real Madrid and Bayern,
No, the one before that.
Borussia and PSG.
So he texts me.
Oh
and he's
my
like,
God.
He's like, bro, bet on the game. And then I'm like, what the hell? Are you betting now? I didn't even know you actually downloaded the app. And then, so I'm like, if he's telling me bet on the game and he's into soccer, I'm assuming he has an idea of who's going to win. And then I'm like, so who do I bet on? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm just telling you to bet. I'm like, why the hell did you even text me?
I don't want to be the only one betting.
I was like,
I don't
Oh,
want to be the
no.
only one losing.
So,
Nah, yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I was just like,
and then he texts me back and he's like, I won $90.
because I started off slow. I'm like, you know what? I want to see what this does. You know, I was like, okay, I can get used to this.
No, that's good. I was like, damn. I'm like, dude, when you said I won $90, I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking.
It's
hooked.
pretty invigorating, bro, when you start winning some dough. Like
Yeah.
poker. Like I've gotten to play some at some pretty cool tables with some people. I got to play at a table with Daniel Negreanu one time.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude, I ain't playing with you. Fuck
No,
you.
no, I,
This guy.
I got rolled, you know, by those dudes. You know, I sat down there with like $300-400 and just got it taken from me. Those guys just ripped me a new one, you know, and I got to leave that Vegas
He's
table
like,
quick.
you're the top 5 guys I'm gonna hit up. He said.
He's like, yeah, I'm looking for some rookies.
Yeah.
Did you
Some
ever
rookies.
got to play in the Oculus, dude? That shit's bomb, bro.
Where's that at?
The Oculus is that
Oh,
virtual
the
reality.
AR? Oh.
Bro, that shit is so cool. That's one of those ones where like you plug that thing, you sit down on your couch, bro, and like it's really cool because they have like the tables like this where they got like cigars and you can like
have cigars and like little props on the table and little water bottles and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and you can sit there and play poker with people.
Dude,
and it's a lot of fun.
What was it like playing with that guy?
It went quick. I was hella scared.
Like you said.
I was hella scared. I was super nervous. The reason I ended up over there is because some people said that Phil Ivey was over there playing poker, and this was like right around the time when like Poker Stars was having this scandal with like online poker. And I got over there to the Bellagio and got to a table where it was like a 300 minimum bet, and sat down at the table with $300, dude. Like one bet, you know, I couldn't even like raise if I wanted to. So I shoved all in, doubled up once. Everyone just folded out, and I was able to pretty much double up on what I had. And then it took like 15 minutes, dude. Daniel Negreanu was just visiting with people over there and just like totally chill. These guys started throwing in chips. Before I knew it, I was standing up, you know, holding my hat, you know, and then they were like, just took it all, you know. I couldn't hang with them. Some of these guys are like 15,000, you know. And when they say that, it's crazy, the chemical reaction that your body has, you know, especially if you're looking it down at some jacks or something like that. There's a couple good hands, you know, that I had. Like I had some pocket threes, and the three came out.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I got these pools. But I was already all in. Went all in like 3 or 4 times, you know, and then ended up just losing my money and, you know, going back and having some war stories. Oh, I saw Daniel Negreanu. I smelt him, bro. I walked right by him, you know.
Is he a big dog or what? I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
He's an iconic poker player.
People would say he's probably top 5 in like ever playing.
He's
Really?
amazing.
Oh shit!
Like,
Really good.
He's
He made a career out of it.
He's like in the I don't
World
know.
Series of Poker. This guy goes to the World Series of Poker, Poker After Dark. He teaches poker. The guy's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's like in like the multi-millions of winnings. It's
Yeah.
like just
Okay.
stupid amount of money.
And they were having a big thing over there at the Bellagio when I was there. So like I saw Doyle Brunson, the old man with the cowboy hat.
He just passed away, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Tom Duan, another guy who is a really good poker player, just from afar, you know, and I was like, oh, this dude's a chooch. Like when I saw him, you know, but Daniel Negreanu was like my claim to fame. Like I got to sit at a table with
That's
him for
awesome.
like 25 minutes or
Hell
something like
yeah.
that before, you know, those guys shook me upside down.
I think if you knew a little bit more about poker, I think you would really like it. I think poker, a lot of really smart like business people are really into poker, and it's just, I find it really curious because these guys are like, I don't know how the fuck to explain them. Like they're like really good observers. Like they observe everything of you. They can like read you, and it's just
I think I would like it, and I think
it's
that's
a
why
it's a really hard
mental
game.
But I think that's why I would stay away from it, because I feel like I would just be addicted to it. And
Well, when you play for free with friends, you can learn how to play with friends. You know, for like, you know, with like me, you learn how to play poker, and it's hella fun. You've learned the game, and then you start to get a grasp of how it works. And once you have that, then you like have this ability and the control aspect of it. Like you are in control in poker. It's not like sports betting where you're relying on fucking, you know, Tatis to hit a home run or, you know, somebody to not get sacked or, you know, you do have control over it. You can look down at it and, you know, don't, you know, tell me if I'm wrong, but the feeling, the adrenaline behind it, like when you look down and you got a pair of kings or some aces down there and that shit comes out and it's 100% in your favor. And you look over and these guys are over here cross-eyed just waiting for you to take that ass. And you're just like, and you're like, check. And they're like, raise. And you're like, oh, you got the big dick. Like, okay. And then you can take the chips from them. And it's a lot of fun. You know, you got to play for money. Like we have friendly games where we play for like $20 for the whole tournament. And it goes for like 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I try to have a poker night with these guys, but then these guys just frustrate the fuck out of me, dude. It's like, dude, these guys were like raising with like a fucking 7 fucking
Deuce. Yeah.
deuce. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you guys ain't even trying. They're just like going all in.
I think what
Like I'm playing
happened
with
is
my kids, you know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
I think what happened was you were the only one that really played. Everybody else didn't. And so when you play like that, I mean, you're gonna expect something that. You know,
Yeah, everyone's fucking around. Like
Yeah.
you get a bunch of serious guys that are there to
That's
play the
different.
game.
And
you
maybe
know?
one off, that's different. But everybody says you, yeah, of course it's gonna irritate you, dude.
Because then you start seeing how conniving people are, and that they're really, you know, and
Yeah.
like I don't know, like I think we always underestimate
humans. You know, when I went to Mexico the first time and got a good look at Chichen Itza and some of these pyramids, you know, I was just dumbfounded and thought to myself, fuck, man, we underestimate the human race. We underestimate each other. We look at each other like, you know, and we're like, I'm better than this dude. I'm smarter than this dude. I know more than him. I have more life experience. I've seen more thing and like bang more hoes and fucking done all this shit that this guy hasn't done.
Done more
And really,
coke.
Done more coke. I eat it by the spoonful. And, you never know who you're dealing with because Daniel Negreanu, this dude, he blinks all. This guy definitely looks like he has got something different going on, and you're like, this little white dude, this guy.
But is that his strategy? And you don't know?
It's just who he is. But the thing is when those cards come out, if he gets a glimpse at the bottom of the deck and he sees a 4 down there, he's already got odds against you because he can hypothesize on how much there is available and what is left, what hands could come out with the elimination of these cards. And when they come out and the flop comes out, the turn comes out in the river, this guy he'll take your money, bro. Boom, boom, ching, ching, he'll take your money.
Damn.
You know?
Shit.
They will. This guy will too, bro. You can tell he's sneaky as fuck, bro. You can tell.
Yeah, he gambles.
Dude, there's no best feeling. I went to my first poker tournament. I'm gonna start doing more poker tournaments.
Yeah.
But I went, I think it was like a year and a half ago, at Chinook Winds.
Yeah.
And dude, I was so nervous, and I was so nervous. It was my first tournament. I ended up busting out. I think I busted out like I don't even remember what I busted out. Did I tell you what I busted out?
No, I don't remember.
I think I busted out like 122nd place, but there was like a total of like almost 600 entries. It was like 580
That's
entries.
real
I was
good, bro.
so fucking
Hey,
proud.
That's a
I was
lot
so
of,
proud.
That's
I was
a lot
like,
of hands to play. against
dude,
all
I
those
was there
people.
for like, I was playing for like 8-9 hours.
Yeah, that's a
So I was
long way
like-
to go.
Yeah, I was proud. And I was like, no, I got to do this more. But the problem with those big tournaments is that they're all pretty far away from each other. They only have one at Chinook, and then closest one is out in Pendleton. It's like fucking 4.5 hours. I'm
Dude,
like,
you don't
fuck.
want to go out
Dude,
there,
and then get
bro.
busted like in the first 30 minutes or something. I'm like, fuck.
Wasted
that.
half your life because you drove all the way out there towards Idaho, bro, and you don't want to go out there, man. Shit. You know, it's a long ass drive out there. Well, next time you're going to something like that, you should hit me up, rub the lamp, I'll appear, and I'd love to go to something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like we could even carpool together.
Yeah.
I got a couple homies that want to go too, because I love that stuff, and I work so much. You know, we just work so much all the time. Kids, work. My wife is like, "Hey, man, go do something." You know.
Hell yeah.
And like I got the gym sometimes, but other than that, like, you know, softball. That's all I really got. You know, and I would love to, you know, go bet some dollars.
Yeah,
on
I
some
think
poker,
poker.
baby.
Yeah, I think poker tournaments are where
This
it's
guy
at,
would
man.
love it, bro. He would love
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure I would,
I don't-
but
You'd really like it. And it's
don't-
fun, bro. It's good to know the game too. It's
I
like
don't
knowing
know.
how to play dominoes.
We
you
got to
know?
test the water, see how he does with sports betting.
I think I'll like it. I just think I'll get hooked to it, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to go into it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a smart
Sports
man.
cards, Pokemon cards, you guys, you know, everybody that comes down there, I talk to them really. We have a gambling is a problem sign down there, you know, because I've had to help some people. We have, you know, some kids that come down there like, I just want to do one more trade with you. I just want to get another pack to open it. And then I'm like, yo, are you this kid's mother? And I'm like, this is gambling. And I think this dude's got the itch. And I think he needs to go home now. You know, because you
That's
can't
what it is,
drive out of
man.
here like that.
That's what
you
it
know?
is, yeah.
it is. It's gambling. And it's fun. But you know what? You got to know when enough is enough and it's good.
So, damn, it's crazy. Hey, let's talk about when you worked. So you say your career was a cop.
Yeah, so I was
with the
I was a police officer in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I worked on the street as a police officer, and then I actually worked for the Department of Energy out of Los Alamos, New Mexico. So I worked on a federal SWAT team that dealt with capture and recovery of special nuclear weapons and nuclear material triggers at a facility, and I can't like talk too much about it. I mean, I can't tell you any of the deets of the work, but like I did that for a long ass time, and that was like my career for a long time, and I had a whole life built around that.
But did you grow up saying like, "Hey, I want to do this," or did you just like?
I always like I got a brother. Okay, I got a brother who spent the majority of his time in prison as an adult, from a kid to an adult. So I was always like,
I'm the firstborn son to both sides of the family, you know, and like always held to a much higher standard. I got my dad's name, you know, he's Joey, I'm Joey. My son's Joey, his dad were Joey's. So I've always been, and I'm the oldest brother and son of the family. So I have always felt like, you know, I like helping people, and I've always had the ability to talk to people. When I was a cop, I didn't get into a lot of fights. I didn't, you know, take a lot of people down and draw my gun on a lot of people. You know, I did have some times where I had a couple cool car chases, you know, and chasing fucking kids. All
You ever come out on cops?
No, I didn't. But the Albuquerque was like the first place they banned it from. They were like, you can't have this shit because people were getting blasted on there. But you know, I've always been able to talk to people and like convince people like, hey man, there's gonna be 20 dudes that are come kick your ass in a minute. And the difference between you sleeping in jail tonight and maybe tomorrow or sitting in there for 6 months is whether you turn around real quick and just let me put these cuffs on you and look good in front of my homies and let me see if I can get you into a DUI program because you fucked up, you're hella drunk, you wrecked into all that shit, and there's no way out of this. And most of the time, people listen to me, you know, and that's why I was successful at that, you know. I hated it though. I hated police work. Everyone wants to, you know, wear a badge and, you know, well, not everyone, but like people like, it's a prestigious honor, you know, and the training's fucking dope. Okay. Like I'd like to touch on the training. The training's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I got to go to some amazing schools where I learned how to rappel, learned how to shoot, learned how to do all that cool shit, operate weapons and stuff. But after a while, it gets old, man. You know, I had a bad experience when I was a police officer where somebody lost their life, and I had to live with that, you know, and had to go through a whole trial, and that really put a fucking bad mark on my heart, you know, to where I don't even want to fucking, you know, yell at anybody or fight anybody. And I, you know, like while I did that, I was very young, a lot to prove. I grew up in a real machismo, like, you know, I grew up with like gangsters and like, you know, some badass cholos that could fight, you know, and like I was a cage fighter, amateur cage fighter. I had 9 fights and like, you know, had a pretty good record, 7-2. Got the fuck knocked out of me once, and then armbarred pretty bad. But where I grew up, it was either like you like were a bad guy or a good guy, and the way I looked at it was like, I want to get a good education. I want to try and do this right. I want to make my dad proud. I want to make my mom proud. I want my sisters to appreciate me, and I want to set a good example for my kids, you know. In the end, it wasn't like the calling for me. It wasn't who I was supposed to be. I'm actually supposed to be Joey, like a baby kangaroo that owns some businesses and like a dad. That's all that was like my biggest dream. But I had fucked up pretty good. You know, I was fucking up, and my dad was like, yo, bro, you better figure something out. You know, I think you should do it quick. My dad was a military cat, you know, the Navy. He was a diver in the Navy, and he's a proud veteran, you know, 100% disabled veteran now. So a lot of that was just making him proud.
Yeah.
And I got into it. Really didn't want to, but I learned a lot. You know, it was a great career. I learned a shit ton, and I got a bunch of street smarts. And then, you know, got into the cannabis industry and sold a bunch of weed, you know, and was like, people love that shit. They're like, you used to be a cop and you sell weed? And I'm like, yeah, man. And they're like, cool.
There you go.
You know?
I feel like it could be a really tough job, man. I feel like you could see a lot of fucked up shit.
It is. It's a really tough job. Like first couple years, saw some really terrible things. Not only like, you know, people getting hurt real bad with car crashes and stuff like that, but just like, you know, I really pride myself on being a good papa, you know, and I saw some piece of shit parents, you know, really bad parents, you know, and kids that just, you know, it's really awful to look at a child and be like, this kid don't got a fucking shot, you know, they don't even got a chance because of this piece of shit, you know, and it was hard. It was hard sometimes. Yeah. I don't have PTSD from it or anything like that. I'm not fucked up, you know. I got a little color blindness from watching flashbang grenades go off because I worked on a SWAT team as a breacher and stuff. But like, you know, I was the first one through the door when the flashbang goes off, you know. And I didn't have to, when I worked with the feds, I didn't have to do a lot of, we did a lot of training. We didn't have a lot of operations where we had to engage anybody.
That's good, right?
So it was really cool. You know, didn't have to hurt anybody for my job, you know.
Yeah.
So it's cool, you know.
Yeah. Dude, you've lived a life, man.
A little bit of it, yeah. I'm doing some of it, you know. And like now, like, you know, I'm really lucky to have my wife and my family, and I got 2 healthy kids that are fucking hella smart. You know, I got a daughter that's reading at like a college level. She's in 4th grade. You know, she writes books and she reads all day, and like parent teacher conferences or her teachers like, the only complaint I have is that like when I'm talking to the class, your daughter's over here reading a fucking book, and she's like, I just choose my battles. I let her have it. You know, like that's like the gripe about it. You know, my son Coco, the one true blessed son, he is like, you know, they're all I got. You know, so
How old is your son?
He's 7.
7.
Yeah, and this dude, he hit it on YouTube a little bit, you know, because he actually is a dancer and he was popping and locking at 2 years old. So I'll show you guys some videos of that shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I got some videos out here in Kaiser, you know, and at the waterfront, you know, the riverfront park where you'll be like, oh, yo, dude, that's the riverfront. And there's Coco with glasses on and, you know, doing waves and, like, you know, getting it going. And then in the last year, he's picked up beatboxing, and this dude can... He can beatbox. This guy can get multiple sounds going at one time. And this fool can spit. I think he's a hip hop cat,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
which is cool. I'm like, yeah.
You gonna bring him to the show that they have down? They're gonna have downstairs on Saturday.
On
the 18th.
I don't know. I don't know if I didn't even know about the show on the 18th.
18th? Which one?
Yeah.
Hip hop
What's
show.
the restaurant called downstairs? Noble Wave. It's Noble Wave's anniversary. I don't know what anniversary, but my boy Robotics is gonna. He's a beatboxer.
Sick.
He's good, man. He's a fucking
Dude, I
beast.
would love to, because Coco's been exposed to like some dope beatboxers online. A guy named Improver, and I don't know if you've seen that one dude that does the I don't wanna know. Boom. It's probably in your feed somewhere. You've probably seen this dude. They're sick, dude. And he one day told us, like, check this out, Dad. And he did that, you know, If You're Creeping song, you know. But he was, dude, this dude could throat bass and like he's dope, dude. And I was like, you're really good at this.
It's a talent, bro.
All I hear him doing all day, in his sleep, I hear him all.
Yeah, you need to take him down
Noble
here.
Wave.
I
Noble
will.
Waves,
I'll
man.
get the info from you because he'll love it, and
love
you
it.
know, he'll love it, dude. Because if he can see that stuff, he feeds off it. He's a Capricorn,
yeah.
so this guy like he obsesses over shit. You know, he likes seeing people get sucked in quicksand, Mario go down the pipe and shit, all this subterranean shit, and then beatboxing.
Hell
That's
yeah.
his thing, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's dope, man.
You guys got any kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter, 13.
You?
Yeah, I got 2. I got a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
Damn,
Almost
been
3 and 5,
fucking
man. Yeah, man. I'm on my Andrew Tate shit. About to have like fucking 20 kids, bro.
Just gonna have 20 kids.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I'm trying to tell him, dude, but
My kids are all over the states.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got any more questions?
no, you?
No.
Okay.
Are we good?
Real quick. We wanted to quiz you, but he's not really a Pokemon guy. So
But he's-
I know
we
Pokemon.
kinda
I can help
bit.
with it. I don't play Pokemon, but I do that. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm ready.
The last part we do is just kind of ask you some trivia questions.
Sure.
Or maybe games. I don't know what he's got up in his sleeves, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a picture of a Pokemon, and we're gonna see if you're able to
Okay, I'm ready.
name them. Now, I tried doing first gen Pokemon because I think that it would be easier because I don't know any of the second or really third. But here we go.
Suicune.
Oh,
That's
you
my
got
boy
it.
right there.
See,
bro.
I didn't even,
That's
you
money
gotta show
right
the
there.
camera.
Well, I'm gonna put it on there, on the video.
Arceus.
Damn, you got it.
Dude, this is another
camera,
money maker, boy. You pull that, you pull Arceus or Suicune,
Yeah.
you got some dollars, especially first gen, especially
Okay,
like
okay.
Neo
Okay,
Genesis.
we're gonna go a little bit
I
harder.
think you were gonna do the shadows, dude.
No, we're gonna go a little harder. I lied. We are gonna do second gen.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Guess.
Leaf something.
Yeah, Leafy. Shit.
I mean, you guys are close, but I mean,
Leafeon.
Bayleaf.
Bayleaf. I love that guy. I would
right
never
on.
would I got it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had
Leaf.
half the last.
We saw the green, so I was
Let's
like,
see.
Yeah.
nah, dude.
This is second gen. Second gen's a little bit
This
harder.
is.
They tried pushing second
Croc,
gen.
Croc,
Nah.
Art Croc or something like that.
Crocodile?
Crocodile.
That one's the one he evolves into.
evolves,
This
okay.
one's a Totodile.
Totodile.
Shit.
Huh.
Let me see. All right, here we go. Back to first gen.
Diddle.
What'd you say?
Is that Diddle?
Di-
Diddle D?
Diggly. Or
Diggly.
No.
Diggly
No?
Doug.
No. Diggly. No.
I don't know. Dude.
Doug.
I had that name.
It starts with a
Dude,
D.
you're close.
It's D.
Doug.
How many are there?
Try
Trillo?
Doug. Doug Trey. Doug 3. I don't know.
Doug Trio.
Doug Trio.
You were so fucking close.
Damn.
You were so close.
Dude.
Let's see here.
Cubone.
Cubone, baby.
Yep. All right, there we go.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn. That second gen's hard, dude.
Second gen's hard, man.
Pokemon tried pushing that. It doesn't sell. Like, it just didn't.
Dude, I
flop.
still don't even know some of the newer Pokemon. I
You
mean,
guys, there's stuff that's so ridiculous
Yeah.
now. Like Pokemon, those guys are making so much money, bro. You guys, there's an app called Pokelector where it shows all the chapters and all the glyphs on the bottom of each Pokemon card to show which chapter they go to. There's so many, bro. Like, you got to look at this every time you poop, bro, to try and learn this shit. You study for hours, you know. This was a
True.
tough language to learn, you know, because I didn't know any of this. And people were showing this. Do you know who this is? Is this good? And I was just looking at white flashcards with nothing on them. And then it clicked one day. You know, I started appreciating it.
I just feel like there's so many more apps that will help you learn about this.
Yeah.
Like football. Like, there's no list. There's no what is this? Temporal forces. So like, there's a list online that shows you all the cards you can get for temporal forces and what the prices are. There's nothing like that for sports. That's like that
No.
will break it down like that.
No.
I mean, yes, you can look up the price of the card, but like, not like which one's better than the other.
That's right. You got to
So
know.
it's
And you know
tough.
what?
It's
Like,
tough.
that's one of the things we were talking about. Pokemon's eternal. These guys, like, dude, unless you know who they are and are watching the games and putting in the time to watch all the sports, that's why I have to hire these guys that they commit the time to do this. Because they're like, did you see the game last night? And I'm like, oh, yo, bro, I got a kid that won't go to sleep till 10:30, and he's doing cartwheels on the bed. Like, I ain't got time for this shit. You're 23 years old. You work at the card shop.
Over
And
your sports betting every basketball game.
sports
Yeah.
betting, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
You need to
hey.
hire him for your soccer game, man.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
And you come down there, go see some baskets, bro. Because
Yeah,
I
no.
got probably 10,000 soccer autographs down there. That we have so much stuff down there at the shop now.
We got to go. We haven't been there for a minute. Yeah.
It's all changed. You guys should come to the trade night.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna go hustle some little kids, dude.
Hey, we'll have a lot of fun down there. I'll feed you guys too.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a turnout. I'm talking like with the trade night, this video, this is like I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram of like some of the recent videos that
Oh
we
yeah,
have.
yeah.
But like this
Yeah.
right here, dude, it's popping down here, bro.
Look at
Damn.
that full house right there.
Packed, bro. Buying, selling, trading. We get kids coming down here that are just running game. Adults, men with beards buying Pokemon cards. You
Yeah.
know, screaming when they pull stuff. It's cool. And we do one of these. Like, we put a trade night like this every week or every month. And some celebrities. This guy's super famous. Some really cool folks come down there. Jonesy can be found down there,
There
bro.
you go.
Let's go.
Jonesy.
Bro.
No dolls allowed.
Yeah.
Shit.
You got anything for us before we close
Thanks,
down, bro?
man. Thanks for putting in the
Yeah.
night with me, guys, and I really appreciate it. You know, it's nice to get out of the basement for a
Yeah.
little bit. You know,
It's fun, man.
come check out the Cosmic Exchange, Cosmic Card Shop. This place is it's the bomb. Come check us out. We play softball as well. Come cheer us on. You know, we support some other places. Roller derby. We give money to that as well as the drop over here. And we give out cards at the Volcano Stadium for the game. So we hook kids up with baseball cards.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
if you're out there, you'll see us. You know.
It's a wrap. Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
Bam.